Hey guys, it is Sierra, and I am back with a message of the day. So instead of doing my pick a card readings, I'm going to try to start doing the message of the day. It just takes less time for me to do. The pick a card readings can take a while because of the editing that's involved. So, as a part of my business and my email list, I send cards of the day emails. So, I thought while I was doing that, maybe I should try to do a message of the day using the cards of the day so that way I can kill two birds with one stone, make a video for my YouTube subscribers, and also create the email for my email list. So I know it's been a while since I've done a card reading type video. So we are going to be using the Ancestor Spirit Oracle cards by Jade Sky. And as you can see, the two cards are Remember Who You Are and Go After Your Goals. It's funny that these cards are coming up because the theme of these cards, the message that I'm getting, is something that has been showing up in my life lately and also in the lives of my family members, friends, people that I know. This has been coming up. And I feel like this is coming up because we have all been in survival mode with everything that's been going on in the world. We've been pretty much making it day by day, just trying to make it to the next day. Some of us have been existing and not living. So when I say existing, I mean going through the motions, just making it, doing what you can to make it to the next day. And when it comes to living, the way that I see that is actively contributing to the trajectory of your life. So you are manifesting, you are co-creating your life as you go versus just trying to make it to the next day. Whatever happens, happens, not taking life by the reins, which is okay. As humans, we do have to be in survival mode at times. Several of us are parents, we have financial obligations, things of that nature. So there's a time for survival mode, but you also want to make sure that you're not only just trying to make it from day to day. You don't want to look up and years have gone by and you haven't enjoyed your life. You haven't done the things that you've wanted to do. So, what I'm getting from these cards is we need to find ourselves again. We need to figure out who we are again. Some of us may not even remember what our goals were because we've been so busy trying to survive. So if you're finding yourself devoting so much of your time and energy to your job, family, or friends, and you are feeling too depleted to start working on your own goals, you want to make sure that you take some time to find your way back to yourself and back to the things that you are wanting to do and what you want to do with your life. Because guess what? You're helping everyone else reach their goals and maintain their goals. You're helping them to build a legacy. But what about your legacy? What about the things that you want to do, the generational wealth you want to create, or the legacy that you want to create for your family? You don't want to let that go by the wayside because you're spending so much time helping everyone else out. So it's okay to work for other people. I feel like there are so many people out there preaching that, basically making it seem like it's a bad thing to have a job, like everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur. I don't believe that. Some people are meant to be entrepreneurs. Some people are meant to work a regular job and be an entrepreneur. And some people are just meant to work for someone else. It all depends on what you want out of life. If you don't want the responsibilities of being an entrepreneur, the self-motivation that's needed, the ups and downs that come with it, that's perfectly fine. I think where people are saying, or the negative parts of working for another company or for someone else, is the lack of work-life balance that can happen. Although that can happen with being an entrepreneur, I feel like it's the exchange of your time, one of your most valuable assets for money. And usually it's not worth it. The amount of money that we're getting is barely enough to pay our bills, or it's just enough to pay our bills. We barely have vacation days, so we can't even enjoy it. If we are making a good amount of money, we can't even enjoy it because we have to work so much. So I feel like what we need to do is just make sure we have work-life balance, regardless of if we're working for someone else or if we are an entrepreneur. So, again, do you even remember what your goals are? Financial obligations aside, what is it that you wouldn't mind doing for free because you just enjoy doing it that much? Spend a little bit of time every week if you can doing that. And then maybe you can figure out how to monetize it. There's so many ways that you can monetize your gift and your talents, especially with social media now and the push for people to support small businesses more. There's ways to monetize the things that you're passionate about. I feel like where people go wrong is they see other people monetizing things that they're passionate about, and then they try to emulate that success, even though it's not something they want to do or they're passionate about. Well, that shows. That will show it's not something you're passionate about, so you might find it hard to monetize. So again, get back to remembering who you are and what you want out of life. Get back to that childlike state. I feel like a lot of us, especially with this remember who you are, the word that I'm getting is assimilation. And I'm not talking about the typical sense where we're talking about assimilating to religion, education, things of that nature, although that plays a big part. I'm more so talking about the work-life balance, the 7 day a week, 40 hours a week work model, working on the holidays. Like, for example, my job recognizes federal holidays, yet and still they're asking people to volunteer to work on the holidays. We are off. Our company has decided we're off on those days, but yet they still want to ask people to sacrifice their time to work. It's starting to become ridiculous what these companies are requiring, the amount of time. They're just wanting so much from us. And again, are they really giving us something that's worth our time and our money? Okay. So with the go after your goals card, if you can see, he has like a yellowish goldish shield and it has a red dragon on it. So red can represent passion. It can also represent your root chakra. So some of you may want to work on that. And yellow and orange can represent creativity. So again, what I was saying was you might want to try to spend some time every week doing something that you love to do, and that might trigger your creativity. That might trigger some new ideas. That might trigger your imagination. Again, getting back to the inner child, the untainted version of you, the untainted imagination where you felt like you could do whatever it is you wanted to do. We're needing to get back to that, okay? We're needing to go back to the drawing board when it comes to that. And I know it can be overwhelming. A lot of the times people know what their goals are, but because of everything that's going on in life, the thought of starting is overwhelming, or people don't know where to start. So try not to be overwhelmed by the big picture. Break it down into steps. And then break those steps down into smaller steps if you need to. So, for example, like with artists, people who can draw, people who can paint, okay, unlike me, they see things from a different perspective than people who are not naturally able to draw or paint. we see the big picture and they see the big picture as well, but they also see the components that make up the big picture. They see the shapes, the symbols, the lines, the things that make up the big picture. So they're able to recreate it one line, one symbol, one shape at a time. Perspective is key. The fact that they're able to see things differently than most people are helps them to create the masterpieces that they make. Whereas I can look at a portrait and you can try to tell me to recreate it, I'm going to be overwhelmed. But what I did find in taking an art class is that grid drawings can be helpful to those who are not necessarily talented naturally in drawing or painting, because once you draw the grid over the picture you're wanting to recreate, it allows you to be able to see the shapes and the lines, the individual shapes, lines, symbols that make up the picture, and then you can recreate it. If you don't know what a grid drawing is, I suggest you look it up so that way you can get the full context of what I'm saying. So again, that's pretty much the message that I have today. Go after your goals and remember who you are. Again, these cards are from the Ancestor Spirit Oracle cards by Jade Sky. I'm going to try to do these types of readings more often, more of the message of the day versus doing pick a card readings, because again, it just takes up less time. For those of you who are new subscribers and you subscribed because of the patio or the balcony video that I made, I am going to be making more content like that as well. I'm going to be doing my son's room. We're going to be doing a Minecraft Jurassic World theme because he couldn't make up his mind. I'm going to be doing a kitchen organization video because I recently just moved. So I figured, hey, why not? This is something that I used to like to do as a child. I liked interior design. I liked cooking, baking, things of that nature. I might even come out with some baking videos. I have been baking and cooking since I was in elementary school. I would watch Food Network, read my mom's cookbooks, and I would go make stuff from scratch. And I haven't cooked and baked in years. I recently did because my dad asked me to bake him some cookies. He specifically told me not to order him, because I will order some cookies in a minute and send them for Father's Day. He specifically requested that I make them myself. So I actually obliged him. And I forgot how much I enjoyed it because I've been so busy working. I used to have a 2 to 4 hour commute to and from work. So cooking and baking was just something that I couldn't do. Like, I had to pick up my son from school. I had to make sure he had his homework done, stuff like that. So we eat out a lot. I'm going to try to get back to cooking and baking because that's something that I was once passionate about and I enjoyed it. So maybe you'll get some videos like that. I'm also going to be doing some more business videos, just showing how it is to be an entrepreneur and a mom and work for another company. How I create some of the products that I make. I do make spiritual products as well as home fragrance and skincare products. And maybe like how I make my labels, some of the business practices that I do that I found that customers like. So I'll have a variety of different videos. I'm still going to be doing spiritual videos as well. So if you subscribed for one or the other, don't worry, I'll still have content coming for each of the different topics that I'm going to be working on. So basically, this channel is just about me and the things that I see going on that I need to work on in my life, and I'm just sharing it with other people who may be able to relate. So I do want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, to like this video, to share it, and to subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. If you like this type of video, please let me know. I don't know how often I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try to start being more consistent with the content that I'm creating. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section if you feel led to do so. Again, thank you for your time. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.